Got some music for you. Here it comes. Welcome, welcome. Just gonna DJ for you a little bit here. Get our energy ready to go as we welcome people into the live. Hey, how are you? Yes, we'll work it out till the stars come out. Till the love runs out. Till the love runs out. Save my soul. I've been running. And we'll start a fire, and we'll shut it down till the love runs out. Till the love runs out. Nice. So, welcome everybody to Build Your Empire. I am Alyssa Bakar, your host today for this live training. You probably have come here because you are looking to create some momentum, build some passive income in your life. That's that off ramp to building what you have right now going on in your active income. Hi, Mikey.
Hi.
I'm on live. Say hi to all the active viewers online. So, right now, we are here to build what our future is right now. Because so many of us get so busy in our day-to-day lives, in our day-to-day working out and doing the thing and paying our bills and planning our vacations that sometimes the future slips further and further away. And there's no better time to start that journey of 1,000 miles by taking the first step. And so many of you are finding this live stream because you're ready to take that first step. I had a conversation with someone the other day that was in their career for 20 plus years. And they'd been doing the thing and doing it in and out, day and night, in and out, but they weren't satisfied. So what do you think kind of results in their life? What kind of ripple effects do you think that had in their life? Not feeling completely engaged and in love with the work that they were doing. Yeah, it bled out, right? It bled out into where? Into self-confidence. It bleeds out into our relationships. It bleeds out into our ability to feel like we can do what it is that we're trying to do. Now, for years, I was in this predicament. I was working in Manhattan in financial services, commuting day in and day out, and doing what I thought was necessary to create the income that I needed to live the life I thought I wanted. And it was exhausting, to be honest. Waking up, speeding up, getting on that train, sitting and waiting. Getting off that train, running to work, getting that coffee, sitting and waiting. And although I had the aptitude for the services that I was providing, I really did not have the love and the desire for what it is that I was doing. So I was always reaching, always searching, a little bit unhappy. My friendships suffered. My work actually eventually began to suffer because I hit an upper limit. I wasn't doing what I was meant to be doing. Now, fast forward here, 20 plus years, here I am, a wife and a mother, and I homeschooled my kids for 6 years and, recreated business after business to keep evolving and moving and changing. And at each evolution, at each pivot, I learned something about myself, and I was able to put in some successes to build upon. Now, I now live in an area of the country that I really love. I'm surrounded by nature, which is something I've been aiming at since my husband and I met. But it didn't come all in one fell swoop. It was built brick by brick. And, a lot of people tell you, oh, yeah, success is built one win at a time. What is the ugly truth underneath that is it's also built by a lot of heartbreak, and a lot of failure, right? So we all have this vision of positive psychology, stay positive, minimize the negative. And I'm here to kind of upend that notion for you today, because without failure, there can be no success. Without learning what doesn't work, you can't pivot into the next iteration of doing something even better, right? We don't have to beat ourselves up over it or call ourselves less than worthy, but for those of us who have been successful for our careers, it's hard sometimes to admit that our life isn't exactly as we want it. And so that's what I find with most of my clients who are drawn to build passive income businesses, is that they're really drawn to building something that is a true reflection of who they are and who they are meant to become, not just a cog in a wheel that's producing dollars that go into someone else's pocket, or for some of us, be owning our own job that has a lot of overhead. So we're earning a piece of this grand pursuit of income, but we're really not harnessing all of it, and we're still kind of beholden to that vehicle. And there is another way. There is a way out of this consistent moving at a breakneck pace, and it does involve a little bit of slowing down, and it involves a little bit of taking stock, but is absolutely possible and doable. What are we creating this empire for? First of all, let's define empire, right? I know you've all seen my acronym, and what this piece that I'm sharing with you is meant to create is extraordinary momentum for passive investors in real estate. Because I found for myself and my family before me, I'm stacking on their wins, that when we truly put our money to work for us, is one of the only ways to achieve true financial freedom. And in that financial freedom, enjoy that freedom of lifestyle as well. So I'm standing on the shoulders of giants here, turning back and looking, saying thank you to my dad, who immigrated from Italy and came for the American dream, built a retail business, and then stacked those wins on top of that to invest in commercial and residential rental real estate. That's the way that my family has done it. And it's what I've known since before I knew what knowing was. So fast forward here through all my trials and tribulations in being in an entrepreneurship family, and then going out to corporate America, working in finance, and seeing really all sorts of structures and all sorts of hierarchies, and knowing that the same business principles do exist, whether you're implementing them for yourself or you're implementing them for a company, right? So I'm here to share with you, those very principles are exactly what I've put into place for myself and for my clients to build that momentum and build that passive income off ramp, so that truly in your long game, you can be abundant of your time, abundant in your financials, and truly abundant in who you were meant to be here. So let's start by saying, let's create that empire. And I'm going to leave you here with a few actionable tools about the framework and the structure that it takes to go from performing for an external source to performing for something that matters to you. Now, when we're our own boss, sometimes it's harder to crack the whip. We're either cracking it too hard and being too hard on ourselves about what we should or shouldn't do. And then there's times when we just let ourselves go because there's no outside accountability force that's keeping us moving. So it can be very tricky, and you can get very mired down when you're doing something from yourself for yourself. So that's why I've created the Empire Elite Mastermind, to help support people who want to move forward, who want to do it on their own terms, and who want to be surrounded by other people whose aim it is to amass their wealth through passive investing in real estate, and really workshop that and keep it going. So first, let me zero out, and if this is speaking to you, I really invite you to send me a direct message where we can take this further and find out if this program would be a right fit for you, because there's tools and techniques, but at the end of the day, it all starts with where you are right now and what you want from your life. So let's break it down. We all start where we are. And I'm going to put us right here on the top section, okay? We're going to start right here, okay? This is the evolutionary circle of creating what we want for ourselves for the future. We have our outer game, our inner game, and this is where we take stock and we really look at, what it is that drives us, where we are today, what decisions we made up until now that got us to where we are, okay? And then we'll go forward from there, because this is really where strategy is born, right? Taking stock, knowing where you are, so you can start creating the map of where you want to get to. And below this line, this is your future. This is where you get to develop who you're going to become and what successes you're going to have going forward in this empire of yours you're creating. So down here is the short game and the long game. Oh, my handwriting is terrible. Sorry. I'm going to rewrite that. Long game. Okay. So with the outer game, this is you up here, north of the equator, okay? With the long game, what's required? With the outer game, what's required? This is where we start, right? We say, I've been in financial services for 30 years, or I've been at an executive level in my career. I've been accomplished. I have lots of people around me, who know my status. And this is where we all acknowledge our successes up to this date. This is the point where we are because of all of the decisions that we've made. Wins, losses, and draws, right? So we're taking a snapshot of our outer world. What does that look like? And let me see if I can get this down here for you as I draw it. Okay, our outer world. So what does this look like? This is our financial picture. What else is it? Our network, right? Our network is our net worth. It's all the people we've met, impacted, shook hands with, right? People who know us, love us, trust us. And this is also taking stock of our level of satisfaction. How do we feel about where we are? And this is really the tipping point. How do we feel about where we are? Where do we believe we need to go from here? So this is really the first point of starting the journey and taking it one step at a time. So I'm going to invite you, if you're here live with me now, just jot down a few things for your outer environment, what you've accomplished so far, what some of your successes are, and who you are right now. This might look like, I am the CEO of my own company, or I am the managing partner of a real estate firm. I've been in this career for 30 years and I've climbed the ranks till now I have, 4 division leaders following me and my lead and have direct reports to them. Whatever that looks like for you, I give you some time right now to write that down. Take stock. And now I am also going to challenge you here to take stock of what is not working, right? Because like I said before, we stand on the shoulders of giants when we build success upon success. We build our foundation with our one brick at a time, success. But like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, beautiful work of architecture. But what happened? While they were building it, they found out they were building it on shifting sand. So as a head nod to my heritage, let's make sure that where you're building from is full awareness, right? Let's take stock of where you've gotten to and also what it is that isn't working for you right now. You might not spend enough time with your family, or you might think or feel that you spend too much time at work for the level of compensation that you're getting. Whatever that is for you, I encourage you to write it down. And once we can be honest with ourselves, and once we can truly acknowledge where we are, then our real journey begins. We take it from our outer world into our inner world. And what does that look like for you? Well, I'm going to just share with you a couple of things. This is where we drill down Because those things that have created our outer world are the pieces that created our success already, who we've already become, who we may have been trained through our upbringings to be. And now we get to take stock and take a look at this. So this is in our inner world. This is our, again, just going to shift over so you can see me right. This is our identity, our ego. Who do we think we are, right? Our mindset. How do we think about ourselves? How do we think about where we're going? And from these two things, we start to discover, what do we want next? Our desires, all part of our inner game. Now, our traditional world doesn't have us really take stock of this very often, but I tell you, it is crucial, especially if you're building something for yourself. Really knowing that outer and inner environment gives you not only knowledge and data about yourself and where you are and where you want to go, but it gives you wisdom. Being able to reflect upon the gap between the what's not working, where you are right now, and where you want to be, what you're defining as success in the infinite for yourself. These two things create the structural tension that allows you to start building what comes next. And we'll get into that in just a second. So in order to build what comes next, there's one thing that's absolutely crucial that I've learned over my many pivots, and that is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I'm just going to write here, discomfort, and that is needed. What happens next is up to you. This is where we start to understand that what we bring to the table is only the first half of the equation. The future that we're building, that we're going to go out and meet and create and build, it's out there waiting for us to take action. And how do we take action? When we identify where we want to go. And up here, guys, just so we're clear, this is where your strategy lives. Your strategy comes from where you're starting out at. And your implementation, well, implementation lives down here in our short game and in our long game. Can you see that? Okay. So in the short game, we start to see what changes we can make. This is the pivot point that every entrepreneur and any person who's ever had a pursuit that's bigger than them, that pulls them out of their comfort zone to be able to create results that they haven't yet created, because it matters, because it means something, because they're serving the world, or they're serving their family, or they're really contributing to a cause that means more to themselves than they do themselves. For me, one of these pivots, and I'm going to give you a non-business example here because I do believe that it's interchangeable. I had to make a decision to homeschool my children. And I never thought that that would be a decision I would make. But I started to see my kindergartner come home with the very seeds of the habits that I was helping people to train out in their 50s and 60s. She was coming home with the seeds of those very habits. And I thought, oh, I can't unsee that. What am I going to do about that? Well, I'm going to go get certified, hire some coaches. I was a certified human potential trainer. And it was at that point that it hit me. I was outsourcing my own humans. And I couldn't unsee that. So the decision almost got made for me because I had believed in a way of teaching through experiences. And it was a hard decision to make. It was against the grain. It wasn't what anybody else was doing that I knew. It was scary. There was a lot of unknowns, a lot of what ifs. But at the end of the day, making that decision, once I was very clear that I could provide an experience that was far better for the people who mattered most to me, I almost felt like I didn't have a choice. I was already beholden to this thing that was greater than me, that would create joy not only for me, but for everyone in my family. And it's been what we've done for the last 6 years. I'll have to update you on my life and things as we move forward here. But for now, let's just say making the decision sometimes is the hardest part. The biggest piece of this decision making is right up here, is in between your outer and your inner worlds. Making the decision and then getting the resources, well, that's just momentum. That's just training. That's just accountability, right? So when we turn around and we see this short game, what do I mean by short game? I mean, 30 days. Think in small chunks. We have now decided we know what we want. We have a compelling vision. So it's going to help us to change our behaviors. We have to build new habits in order to make those behaviors turn into the results that we want to achieve, because we're already experiencing the results of the habits that we already have. So here we are changing habits, creating some consistency, right? So that it isn't just flash in the pan. How many of you, and I'll raise my hand here, how many of us have ever done something for a short period of time, like flash in the pan, and all of a sudden we burned bright and then we were done? How many times have we endeavored to do something new and it was so uncomfortable, and the newness of it all just, you know what? I feel better staying where it was. But that's not why you're here. You're not here to create an empire of existing results. You're here to create what's next, right? So that's going to take some new behaviors. That's going to take some new journeys, new training, new perspectives. And I'm happy to share with you how that works. If this is resonating for you, how to go ahead and take that next step. But before we do that, let me give you all of the pieces to this puzzle, and then we can dialogue afterwards about how that resonates and how that affects you specifically. Please send me a direct message and we'll go deep into your situation and figure out where there's opportunity for you if you're really committed to this change. Now, the last piece here in this short game is accountability. Why? Because left to our own devices, we'll go right back to what's comfortable. Sometimes it takes that grit and determination and passion. Some people can really do it by themselves. I don't know many who have done it alone. And I know that for me, I have leveraged community, and accountability is my number one resource for how to get stuff done and how to continue to move forward, even though we have all of these disquieting, uncomfortable things happening to us at all times. And then now, as we create that short game, we're creating these new habits, things don't feel quite so new anymore. We can move over to our long game. This is where our habits are now stacking. Our habits are stacking, our wins are stacking, we're able to see a bigger picture, and now we have new information. We have experiences that we haven't had before, helping us to see where we could possibly go to next. From here, we can adjust, which isn't always comfortable for those of us with a head full of steam, to adjust and then to reassess. Okay, where do I want to go now from here? And that starts our whole process all over again, taking new stock of where we've come to. And this cycle, if you can see here, I'll send you all a screenshot of this. It starts here and it always is evolving. Okay? This consistency threads throughout the entire journey of creating something new. Now, when you're creating a passive income empire, you're going to need people who have resources that you don't yet have. Or maybe you already have some rental portfolio going on and you want to scale it. Maybe you don't have access to deals. Or maybe you just need a few more relationships. Or maybe you're so busy in your regular day-to-day life that it just keeps getting put on the back burner. So if this conversation is resonating for you and this tool sounds like something you want to go ahead and do, I invite you to go ahead and try it. This information here is free for you to use. Many mentors have identified these pieces, and I've put this together based on a lot of learning and decades of experience. I'm giving it to you here on a silver platter. Go ahead and implement these things. You can do it by yourself. It will take time. It will take perseverance and grit and fortitude and all the things that it takes. But changing and making a pivot sometimes can be accelerated. And you can go further, faster with a team. And you can achieve more and learn from other people's mistakes and gain access to a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of resources that alone by yourself, it might take you lifetimes to create. And that's the offer here in the Empire Mastermind Elite Program. It is consistency with week to week. What are you working on? What do you need help with? Where are you going? Where are you stuck? And also, what deals are available? Now, I will say this mastermind is not open to the general public. This is open to people who have already invested, people who already know the return on investment that they've achieved on their own. This is not a place to begin. This is a place to continue. So if this starts to resonate for you and you'd like to not wait for someday to have your passive income empire grow and help you to really fully enjoy your lifestyle and what you've built for yourself on a continual basis, I invite you to come check us out. I have open enrollment, and for the first 3 decision makers, the enrollment is at a 10% discount. So normally it is $3,000 to join this program, and you have to go through an application process. If you join today, you get that $300 as a credit to a one-on-one strategy session with me, or as a credit to future sessions. So you can keep that in your bank account. Now, as we roll forward, this is a month-to-month mastermind. Stay as long as it's valuable to you. And if this is something, again, that's resonating for you that can solve some of these problems, I'm going to leave you with this question. If not now, when? And if not me, who? I've built this over my lifetime of experience. I know that the format works, and I'm aligned with the mission based on what I've experienced and what I'm creating for my family. If this sounds like something that is for you, please reach out and let's have a discussion. For now, I hope you create the empire that is in your heart that you were born to create. And if you'd like some help along the way, please do reach out. See you soon.